Casey, we have proof of posting.
Yes, it was posted last Thursday. And notices were sent via mail on September 25th, 2014.
So that meets the 30-day advance notice.
Yes, 30-day advance notice.
Second item is the Vice President's comments. Hope everyone agrees the stairs look good. We had put adhesive on it, and hopefully nobody slips anymore. And that's about it.
Well, for me,
Time for you.
everyone received a copy of the budget. I'm sure you noticed there's been no increase in the assessment. And if you want, we can go line by line. And well, we know what the income is or should be. And there's our total. Our payroll maintenance, a lot of questions were asked since we changed over management companies. And the actual cost is about $500 a year less than what we were paying for management and maintenance services before. Legal, we've gone over somewhat because we've had lots of issues. Most of it is within 107. Engineering and accounting are close. Office supplies were over. We had to purchase a new computer and a few other items to rearrange the office. All the other items in administrative seem to be in order.
Excuse me a minute, do you want us to ask questions as you go along?
Sure,
Or
sure.
at the end?
Sure. Well,
Normally we have a question segment where it says owner comment, unless you have a specific line item that you have a question about. You can just raise your hand and then Ed can.
we can do line items right
Yeah,
now
if
if
you
you
have a
have
specific
questions.
question to the
Sure.
budget, that's what we're here to answer for you. And just so you know, I'm Dawn Atwood, I'm the new property manager. We have Kathy Carmazon, who is our head controller, bookkeeper for First Service Residential, and then Casey Gilson, who is here 40 hours a week here in the office to take care of your needs. So we're here to help you with anything you need. So please, if you have a question specific for us, let us know.
Roy? Yeah, I just got a question on the item, on the insurance. Do we know that that's gonna stand? Are we gonna be due for a reassessment?
No, it should stay the same because the building was assessed at $9,400,000, and that should stand for a couple of years anyways.
But it's been a couple, hasn't it? I mean, Bill would know better than this.
Yeah, it's been a couple, Roy. We have been treading water on that for some time. But as of right now, the last time I talked to Joe Long, and Don, you may have talked to him since then, it looks like we're gonna be able to retain that, and we just don't wanna ruffle the waters. Okay, it's, as you know, if we go back to, God, I guess 7 or 8 years ago, when they were turned down our insurance, they were charging us $10,000 a month for hurricane service outside of hurricane season, okay? Which was atrocious, and we got that under control, and as you know, we got down around 55,000 a year total for that segment. So right now, we've got an awful good thing going for us, and I think we keep it in Dawn's hands and let it go like it is.
Yes. Under professional, we experienced quite an increase there from 9,000 to 14,000. Yet we went back to the 9,000. Are we pretty confident that we're not going to have the same legal problems or legal issues as we did this past year?
Well, a lot of the legal issue is 107.
Yeah, I understand.
And hopefully we're going to put 107 up for sale and eliminate that. you never know about professional and legal. Some of it was for a unit that was way behind, which we did collect on. It's, you can't guarantee professional, you know, it's,
I know, but we had some lessons learned, and it looks like we did not change the number.
Yeah.
I'm worried that it's too low.
yeah.
Back to 107, Ed, hasn't that been paid off?
I've got the numbers on 107, I can bring them up and tell you all the numbers on 107, but the issue is that we're behind in, we're behind a lot. We had a lot of repairs, and then we've had a lot of legal.
All the income is supposed to go towards that.
Right, it's supposed to go toward the repairs, but it's not going toward the maintenance fees.
Yeah. it's
So
supposed to go
we
to
haven't
the-
caught up on the repairs yet. And the issue is the attorney. The attorney is pushing back foreclosure with the bank by asking for information and paperwork and stuff, and he's stalling the bank actually foreclosing because he thinks we're doing well by getting the rent. And the issue is, every time he makes a move and does something, it's $1,000 or $2,000.
I
So,
don't understand, when I was in there, we were paying that quarterly dues out of that rental money.
well, the quarterly, his suggestion was not to pay the quarterly maintenance fees, but to,
Who's his?
that's the attorney's
Grassi,
suggestion.
is Grassi still
Right.
handling it?
Yes, we're gonna leave it with Grazi because he's had it from the beginning. But, and his suggestion was not to pay the maintenance fees, because if we sell the place, then we can collect the maintenance fees on that. And he said to pay off the repairs that we've done instead. And just to throw an item out, we replaced the AC unit for $3,300 in that unit.
You get $9,000, $9,600 a year in income,
Yes.
so that's at least 2 years.
All right, well, if you want to go into it, I'll break that out.
That's, I can look at it, you don't have to.
Okay, I can show you everything over the years, the total cost for attorney's fees, the repairs, and all of that.
When do we move on with that thing?
So our thrust is sell it.
Yes.
That's our direction.
Absolutely.
Right.
Good.
And just an estimate, ballpark, we're looking at about $100,000 owed on it. The unit could sell for $150,000. We can recoup most of our money, I would say. And even if we don't recoup every dollar, we're not losing money over the years.
We're only talking 100,000, is 100,000 to the bank, you mean?
Yeah, that's in ballpark, yeah. 100 to the bank, sell it for 150, and we could recoup possibly the bulk of our money. Any more on professional? All right, getting into maintenance. Elevator stays the same, landscape stays the same. Contractor maintenance, we're going with the same numbers, and we're still 2,000 under budget for the year on that.
Ed, before you leave contractor maintenance, did we pay for removing the water pipes on the walkways from contractor maintenance?
Yes, well, yeah, some volunteers removed the pipes, and then we had a plumber come and move them into the trash chute room.
What was the cost of that?
Total, I'm gonna estimate, Kurt, you there? What do you think that,
I think it was $1,700 to move to have the plumber, licensed plumber, hook up the water in the trash room.
I was gonna say 2,000. I can find out exactly, but,
That's all right.
Was another $1,000 to drill the holes too, wasn't it, by the electrician?
well, there was one set of holes for one building was already there.
Yeah, the other one.
And then the other was about 500 to drill the holes, I think, I'm guessing again. If you want exact numbers, we can certainly give them to you.
My point on raising that up is it didn't have to be done.
No.
That's wasted money.
Well, that's a matter of opinion. We were painting the building, and to strap the pipe to the outside of the building it really, to me, it hurts the appearance and the value.
Most people didn't even know they were there.
Well,
Yeah, they do.
Okay, that's contractor maintenance. Contingency, we purposely did not use the contingency fund, or we used very little of it, to try to save it to the end of the year to see how things would go with the painting project and everything else. So we still have money left in there, which we can use before the year's out, or we can just leave it where it is. We're trying to hold the cost down now after we've spent a lot of money doing a lot of repairs. Pool maintenance stays the same, fire and security stays the same. We've had a lot of repairs on the fire system, which were paid for out of reserves. The motherboard in the south building was replaced, and that was an expensive item. And then a lot of the alarms were replaced also. The fire and security is an expensive proposition. Pool contract's the same. Building supplies are over. We don't expect that to happen again. The landscape extras were huge. We had a lot of issues with that. We had issues with the vines on the dunes, and it was expensive to remove them. The vines were smothering the plants that were on the dune, which is what holds the sand together. I mean, they were covering everything and killing everything.
Let me tell you something, Ed, you wanna go back out there, it's smothering them right now.
It's an ongoing
You got,
issue.
ask Kurt there, he had a specialist come out here, look at a shrub that we have that you can't see from ground level. He says there's only 2 or 3 of them in the entire east coast.
Yes.
And one of them right now is getting buried in vines.
Is it getting covered in vines?
That, the saw palmetto,
Uh-huh.
everything down that end of the building.
Well, it was up over a palm tree there.
It's
I mean,
up,
it was huge.
it's up over the sea grapes.
Yeah. It's going to be an ongoing issue, and what we've done with them, the idea was to cut them off close to the ground and then put poison on them to kill them. You can't just go and pull them out, because then there's roots left and it comes back.
The other thing down there is you got a beautiful cactus plant.
Yeah.
That's totally covered.
And that's been cleaned twice this year.
Very delicate operation.
It's an issue. The vines on the dune are a real issue, and it's something that we're attacking. Yeah, it's all the way up and down. It's the entire property line.
And last year, when I was still on the board with you, as you recall, I went over to the county extension service, talked with the master gardener at length, and took samples over to him. Just to reiterate what you said, because it was important, he asked me, how did we treat them? And I told him just the same thing as our maintenance man told me, that we pulled them out. They about exploded. He said, it's the worst thing you could be doing. He said, to do exactly what you said, cut them off low, and you gotta poison them to kill the roots down in. Otherwise, the spider roots under the ground, when you get a heavy rain, which we did, I think it was last July, or a year ago July, they're gonna explode. If you recall, you and I walked up and down there, I think estimated 225 feet just here, and then we picked up more on the far corner. And about 30, 40 feet over, somewhere between 9,000 and 10,000 square feet. And the guy emphasized to me, you're not gonna get it all done. It's gonna come back year after year, you just gotta keep going at it.
You can't pull them out, you cultivate them if you pull them out.
If you pull them out, all you're doing is letting more feet get into the root system down below.
It's an ongoing issue that we just have to